Poseidon was one of the major deities in ancient Greece. He was the god of the sea, of earthquakes and of horses. As one of the primary ruling gods of Olympus, Poseidon was a powerful entity with abilities befitting the stature of a god. Among other things, he had complete control over water bodies and the creatures living in them. He could create storms, earthquakes, floods and droughts. Had superhuman strength. And could shapeshift and teleport. Following his involvement in the Olympian riot, all of his powers were once stripped away from him by his brother Zeus, only to be later restored. This indicates his powers being subject to the will of Zeus. Moreover, his powers decreased the further away from the sea he was. Here a look at the powers of the ancient Greek god Poseidon. Much like his brothers, Poseidon had incredible godly strength. He was able to hurl mountains at his enemies and submerge entire islands. Even when his powers were stripped away, his strength remained superior to that of any demigod. Since he was the lord of the sea and the ruler of oceans, it is only natural for Poseidon to have complete control over water bodies and the creatures that reside in them. Among other things, his powers over water bodies allowed him to create gigantic tsunamis and tidal waves, create gigantic water funnel clouds, master hydrogenesis where he could summon water out of thin air or create it through his own power, propel himself through water at incredible speeds, walk on water and even solidify it while even creating water shields, bring about floods and droughts at will. He even helped Zeus in his quest to end humanity by unleashing lethal floods all around the mortal world, ride sea waves and even use them as a form of high-speed transportation. Be extremely resistant to heat and burns. Aquatic king, since Poseidon was the king of waters, he could also govern the marine life by having absolute control over them, including all sea creatures and monsters. God of horses, since Poseidon was the one who created horses, he also had divine control over them. Geokinesis. Poseidon was also known as the god of earthquakes and had the ability to cause earthquakes at will. Atmokinesis. He was also known as the god of storms and possessed supreme control on the weather over the seas. According to his wish, he could clear the skies or create fierce hurricanes for sailors. This made him to be referred to as the Stormbringer. Restrictive ability. Poseidon also had the ability to restrict the powers of his offspring. Shapeshifting. Like his brother Zeus, Poseidon also possessed excellent shapeshifting abilities that he often used to pursue the women he loved. He had been known to transform into an eagle, a bat, a white stallion and a ram. Teleportation. Poseidon could teleport himself anywhere between land and water. The main weapon of Poseidon was the trident. It was crafted for him by the three elder Cyclopes during the Titanomachy. In Greek myths, Poseidon uses his trident to strike the ground to produce a well of seawater. In another myth, he uses it to kill the giant polybotes during the Gigantomachy, the war between the giants and the gods. He also uses the trident to split rocks, to create springs etc. However, it is also believed that Poseidon was truly powerful only when he was nearest to the sea or deep in the waters. The farther away he was from the sea or the oceans, the weaker he was in exhibiting his powers.